Yo, what's going on everyone? In this video, I'm going to walk you guys through how to complete every single puzzle that's here in the safe house in the Black Ops 6 campaign. Once you do this, you're actually going to get 1,000 cash. You're going to get a secret unlocked blueprint knife for the multiplayer in Warzone, and you will also get the achievement and trophy. So it's actually kind of worth it to do this, and it will only take a few minutes. So once you're in the campaign, come into the safe house, go into the main room. The first thing you have to do is come down into the basement. There's going to be a couple collectibles down here, and there's a bunch of different puzzles you have to complete, but I'll walk you through all of them so it doesn't really take you too long. Now, when you come in here, the first puzzle is going to have you guys turning these valves, and you have to turn them in a specific order in order to get to the next section. So just make sure to do this all in this certain order that I tell you. So these are pretty easy. The first one you're going to spin twice up top, and then you'll come over to the left one, spin that one once. Come over to the right then, and just simply press that button. Now from there, you're going to come over here, spin this one 2 more times up top, and that's it. You're pretty much done. So now you can go around, collect some of these items and stuff. That light should turn green, and you will be on to the next puzzle. So we're going to go back upstairs, and you may have noticed that there was a secret piano in this area. Now, this puzzle's kind of easy to complete if you know the right method. So you're going to come over to this piano. You may have already done this part, but if you haven't, you're going to open up the black light, and up top it will have the notes. So I'll show you guys the correct order of that you need to press these keys, and it'll open up a secret door. So line your aim or your key up with the one that's located right next to this top key and just hit this exact order. Now, once you do this, you're going to open up the basement, and you're going to actually need to open up another locked door. Now, so long as you guys did that first puzzle right down below in the basement with the vats, you should already be able to go through this door. It should be unlocked. Now, the next portion of this puzzle is going to have you guys do another one of those keypad locks. Now, there is another locked door, but you cannot access it as of right now. Now, this is actually going to be different for everyone, and it's just like every other keypad puzzle that was already in the campaign. So you will have to scroll through it with your black light and sort of brute force your way through. Now, if you guys haven't done any of these keypad puzzles yet, you can get hints by scanning through with your black light, and it'll tell you which keys have already been pressed. Now from there, you'll want to look at that decryption log on the left or on the right side. And if the number is red, that means that it doesn't have anything to do with the combination. If the number is yellow, that means that it does have something to do with the combination, but it's in the wrong spot. And if the color's green, that means that the number's in the right spot, so you don't want to move it. So from there, you will sort of have to test out the combinations, or in other words, just brute force your way through. And if you fail 7 times and fill up that decryption log, it's going to reset the puzzle. So you can see me here sort of working my way through it. Eventually, I find out the combination. Now, this is going to be different for everyone. So just maybe if you haven't done it yet, just work your way through it and just keep an eye on those colors. Now, not every key is going to be necessary to use, even though it's been pressed. So just keep that in mind. And eventually, I was able to work my way through. As soon as I got 2 yellows, I knew I had the right combination. I just had to move those numbers around. And eventually, you can get the combination kind of easily the more attempts you put in. So it might be hard your first couple tries, but I promise it's not that crazy. And you've probably already gotten through it by the time I explain this. So now that that door is open, there's going to be another secret code we have to enter. This is actually pretty easy, and it will be the same for everyone. So just simply copy these words down that I typed in, and it will line up to the numbers inside of this cipher. So now come back down into the basement corridor, and you'll notice that door sort of swung open a bit, and we're gonna have to unlock this lockpick here. So just get through this, and you'll be able to go into the next room. Now, once you're in here, you're gonna have to tune this radio. And this part can be kind of strange, and it's also going to be different for everyone, but I will explain how it works. So it may sound confusing at first, but I'll try to break it down for you the best I can. Now, what you'll do is you'll come in here. This door should be unlocked now. You're gonna have to tune this radio, and this part's pretty easy. Now, after you tune the radio will begin to play a certain phrase. Now the phrase is going to be different for everyone. There's only so many different phrases. There's like 5 or 6 different phrases, but I'll show you how I was able to get the combination for mine. Now you'll notice that the radio, it says 4 different phrases. So for example, my phrase mentions different items. Each phrase is going to mention different items in the room. And so you'll have to line that phrase up with whatever item is mentioned. So for mine, it was the record player, the film, the calendar, and then the ironing board. And it's because of the phrase the guy says. If you listen to the phrase, it's also in the subtitles down there. So depending on what phrase you have, you want to pull up in your blacklight and then look at whatever items are referenced in the phrase that's coming through the radio. So like I said, I have the record player because he was listening to the record. Then he said he wanted to watch something on film, so you go over to the film. And then he talked about when was getting older, so I went and checked the calendar. And then finally he was talking about ironing clothes, and so you look for the ironing board. And that's how I was able to get my number combination. So it's going to be different for everyone, and you just need to double check all of the numbers. Now from here, once you have the numbers from the items that were referenced in that log, you're going to come upstairs and you're going to go to the safe. Now just line these numbers up with the numbers that were referenced in that log, and you should be able to get into the safe. Now I'm not going to lie, this definitely took me a few tries, and it was a little weird at first. It definitely took me like 5 minutes to crack it. It was a little annoying at first, but that was the best explanation that I could give. You definitely just have to listen to that log a few times over, double check whatever items he's talking about in the room, and just scan with the black light. Now you'll notice that in that phrase he's talking about, there's going to be little commas to cut off each section if you have your subtitles turned on, and that's how you'll know like when each phrase is referencing an object and when to like double check for the next, second, and third, fourth object. So it definitely took me a few tries. Even if you get 2 or 3 of the numbers right, you can also sort of brute force the last couple. You can just sort of spin it until eventually it unlocks. And that was sort of how I ended up getting mine. So hopefully this does help you out. It's going to get you a pretty great trophy. You get the 1,000 cash, which helps with quite a bit throughout the campaign. And you actually get a secret combat knife, which you can bring into Warzone and campaign as well, which not a lot of people know about. So hopefully this helps you out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.